Why is your brain stuck in survival mode? Welcome to day 8 of my 30-day challenge to become a more articulate communicator to help you. I'm Beth, your mental health coach, and today you need to know a little bit more about my story to understand why I can speak into this topic from my experience. So, I was married for 25 years to a man who was emotionally abusive and narcissistic. And in an environment like that, I clearly had issues with my nervous system being activated and being trained in that setting. And it's still being affected. It is still being affected. And it makes sense that my brain has been hardwired like this for decades. If you watched another previous video talking about neural connections and making new neural pathways, you understand how that really works. And so I encourage you to go back and watch those. But now my nervous system, my brain needs to relearn that I am safe, that I'm not under attack, that it's okay. It's not having to react to everyday life. And it's important to know that this is a cause of being trained. So it's the moment by moment activation. It's the day after day, after month, after years, where it's rehearsed and it's practiced, and those neural networks are so strong and so normal. That was what normal life was for me. And my kids would say, "Mom, why are you stressed?" And I'd be like, "I'm not stressed." And I didn't even recognize what was going on, that my nervous system was still activated. And it took me getting this ring to be able to see that I was really in stress mode, that I was in a stressed state. I could only feel it in my body when it was like off the charts. That was the only time I recognized that I was stressed out. But I kind of existed there. And so all of the different advice that they can give you online didn't work for me. So it's been a challenge to figure out what things I can tweak, what things I can implement in my life to reset my nervous system. And the reason it's important to know that this was something that has been built up over years is to know that I'm not broken. Like, there's nothing the matter with my brain. There's nothing the matter with your brain if you've had the similar experiences. That our brains, my brain was responding normally to an abnormal situation. And because it did it so consistently over and over again, it rehearsed it, it practiced it, that the time between trigger and response or reaction kept getting smaller and smaller until I didn't even need a trigger. I existed. That was my normal status quo. I just existed in that state. It was like its default mode. So it's important to know that there's no shame in that. Like, it makes sense. I would be surprised if I wasn't that way. So instead of shaming myself or saying what's wrong with me or why aren't these practices that work for other people not working for you, I can look at myself with compassion and understanding and go, it really makes sense. And we're going to figure out what we need to do to get you so that your nervous system is responding normally again. And it's just going to take some rewiring and some time, and it's okay. So what about you? What has your experience been? I'm curious to know what prompted you to even click on this video. What questions do you have? And I would love, if this has been valuable to you, if you would please subscribe, share with a friend who might also be going through something like this. And on that note, have a beautiful day, and we'll catch you tomorrow.